Hello there, and welcome back to Sekiro. This is me re-recording this episode. I recorded it like a week ago, the audio for this, and the footage even before that. Re-listening before rendering now, I noticed I sounded very tired. I'm hoping I sound a bit more awake now. Now, I already really hate my voice. I don't like it. It's not very feminine now, is it? That sucks. That really sucks, but it's more noticeable when I'm tired. I'm kind of always tired, so I'm trying a bit harder to be more awake and chipper while recording this. It also doesn't help I don't often eat food. Basically, I'm not living well. But the Sekiro LP must go on. So this is Ashina Castle proper. You'll get to see the layout of this castle kind of doesn't make much sense. Doesn't really allow for a flow of goods. Here is a nightjar. They're a sort of ninja or shinobi for the Ashina. They wear tengu masks. They like to hide on rooftops and throw shurikens. They have kunai on their feet. They're kind of annoying to fight because they use spinning blades that hit multiple times. So they're annoying to deflect. You can sort of R1 or attack spam them. If you're fighting more than one though, it's way less effective and kind of dangerous. They leave these little smoke trails around that you can follow. They'll lead you along the proper path. For the layout of the castle, it doesn't make too much sense. It just doesn't... There's like one path through the center of the castle, and it's through some kind of small doors. Areas are barricaded, but it still just doesn't make sense. Like, merchants couldn't easily come through. I don't understand how the castle functioned even before everything went badly in Ashina. Now, Japanese castles of this time were designed to be very confusing. They did intentionally make it so that if you were someone foreign to the castle and you went in, you would not be able to navigate it well. This was to help repel invaders and prevent sudden strike forces from being able to break in and then kill someone important or steal something important. Fighting more than one of these guys at once is kind of tough. Especially if one is at a distance throwing shuriken. Shuriken deal extra damage when you're in the air, so don't jump against them. Problem is, these are rooftops you have to jump between to get to. So you'll often just take a hit that you can't really avoid. Now we're about to fight Ric Flair. Of course you can deflect that. You can actually hit that guy out of the air. I've done it with Ichimonji. It's pretty funny, it just slams him down. And then it also seems to break his AI. Because he kind of forgets he's in combat and just walks away. That is the general. Not the, what is it, car insurance guy? A different type of general. Sengoku Japanese general. Or, technically this is the Edo period. It's the very start of it. Here we meet a new NPC.
You're not one of the samurai of this castle, are you, friend? You look like a shinobi. And a skilled one at that.
That's right.
Thought so. In that case, let's say you take care of some of the samurai around here. Some unfortunate things happened, and now they're after me day and night. I'm at the end of my rope here. I tell you, these Ashina samurai got a stick so far up that... Well, you'd think they'd have bigger things to worry about than chasing after me anyway. Of course, I'll make it worth your while. I make my living selling information. take care of the samurai around here for me, and I'll let you in on something really special, friend.
This guy has such a different voice in English than he does in Japanese. This is something I meant to talk about because I switched to English to make it easier for people to listen to. And then immediately people were going, "Oh, wow, no, oh god, the English voice acting is terrible, please switch it back." So, after this episode and the next, I'm probably recording everything back in Japanese. I might re-record things in English if it's main story important, just so people can listen without having to watch at every moment. I may also just try to summarize what people were saying. Yeah, I really don't like the English voice acting for most characters. Some are alright, some are almost offensive. The pot nobles go from being like kind of creepy in this specific Japanese way to like homophobic.
You're a real friend. I owe you. Here, as promised, it's all yours. See ya, pal. Maybe we'll cross paths again someday. Yeah? You still need something? Oh, sorry, but I don't do business in dangerous places like this. He who fights and runs away, you know? Maybe we'll cross paths again someday.
So he's going to eventually move to the dilapidated temple, our hub area. He'll become a major merchant there. He's honestly super helpful. I'm really thankful for that character. Oh, that's the kite that the guy was on who dove down. You're supposed to kind of go across right here, but you can actually jump up and hook up here. This allows you to sneak up on the Tengu and then whip your attack. But really amusingly, doing that alerted another Tengu who came to come and check it out, who turned the wrong way. So I just got a free backstab. Although I technically shouldn't call them Tengu. They wear the Tengu mask, but there's only one Tengu. They're actually called the Nightjar. The ones wearing black will be able to put fire on their weapons. That makes it so if you block or deflect, it does chip damage to you. You'll also start to burn if you keep getting hit by it. They're a bit annoying to fight. You want to try and single them out. There's another guy on a kite, as you can see. That's kind of a really strange way to defend a castle. We're going to attach kites to our rooftops and then put guys who are going to dive from the kites to attack enemies who go on our rooftops at these specific locations. And he doesn't have wings or anything. He doesn't have a glider. He's like using just his arms to do that. I really don't understand how that works. There he is putting fire on his weapon. This next guy is pretty deadly. Right there. When you aggro him, he uses a bomb and dives at you and explodes. This will probably one-shot you. You can jump away from it after he dives, and you'll be fine. You can also do like I'm doing and try to sneak past him. It's kind of hard to hit him, though, because it's hard to get behind him. Like, it was only there for a moment, and I was already mid-attack when he started to have his death blow visible. As you saw, there is also a moat behind Ashina Castle. but it leads to a dead end, which is really confusing. And it's a place covered in cliffs. I don't know why you would need a moat.
I'm glad you've come. Goodbye.
Hey, it's you. Thanks again for bailing me out back at Ashina Castle. I'm gonna be hanging around here for a while. I need time to sort through all the info I've got. Speaking of which, I'm happy to do business with you anytime. Interested? Oh, so you're looking for goods instead of info, huh? I've always had sticky fingers, I guess. I end up collecting lots without really noticing. I got fed up with all the offerings and memorials, so I left the mob. But when I see a dead body, I can't leave it unpilfered. Besides, property can belong to anyone, right? Hey, friend. If you're going to Ashina Castle, be careful. They've got all kinds of strange ones in there now, and lots of them at that. I know the interior ministers are afraid of Ashina, but it looks like they've found their nerve. Tide might be turning for Ashina. Hey, friend. If you're going, I know the tide. Until next. Hey there, still. Until next time, friend.
I'm glad. Goodbye.
Here we are, back at Antechamber, and I'm feeling like having a bit of Kool-Aid. You can call me the Kool-Aid Gal. I love to burst through that wall and backstab that guy. Just like those famous commercials where the Kool-Aid Man would break through a brick wall and just backstab everyone inside before they could react. Fighting enemies in groups in this area is an absolute nightmare. These guys can do thrusts, they can time various delayed attacks, do charge up, do wind ups, do quick swipes. They're almost like little mini bosses. They don't have quite as much health, but you probably could just give one 2 health bars and it would be a mini boss. They're right now like planning on a map. If I remember right, I was told that there's some sort of like, what are they called? Astrology? Star maps from Chinese history here on top of the map on the ground. Now let's get out of... Oh wait. Let's look a little bit more at this map first. This is a map of Ashina. But also over here there's a scroll on this wall. And there's some armor. Here are some katana. This scroll is a little mysterious, isn't it? I wonder... Yep, it's a revolving wall. With a secret treasure behind it. This is a secret prayer bead location. Now, I have seen before, I haven't tested it fully, people have dragged an enemy right to that and flipped the wall, and it actually does bring the enemy into the other room. Up here, in like this sort of scaffolding ceiling area, this attic almost, this is kind of a classic thing from a lot of like samurai and ninja stories and theater and film, of hiding up in these areas and using them to get around and perform secret attacks. This spot is a little bit annoying because you want to kill that guy in blue first, but you can't death blow him from here. You can actually attempt a jump death blow on him right now, but it will try to do it, and then you'll hit the ceiling in front of you, and then it'll just fail. This guy that you can death blow. You want to kill the old lady because she alerts enemies. Probably didn't need to ram a sword through her throat. That was a bit brutal, Sekiro. Like, just calm down, dude. Now, I did sort of alert these guys, but they have no idea where I am. Eventually, if you wait, they'll just leave. You could have also opened the door and run out. This guy, though, is pretty sure I'm right here. One-on-one, these guys aren't too bad. You still need to know a few things, like how to Makiri thrust. You need to know timing. Because they're kind of brutal. See what I mean? There are honestly many bosses easier than these guys. Hell, there are bosses easier than these guys. As you saw, there are two over there, but we can just sneak right past them. We'll get up here to the dojo.
Lady Emma, tell me, what has caused the state of this man?
The rejuvenating waters. That is what it is called.
Are you telling me that this is Ashina's secret weapon?
I am. Those who drink it cannot fully die. No, they become unable to die at all. The rejuvenating water, it also...
It springs from the dragon's blood, does it not?
Yes.
Lady Emma, I do not believe the dragon's blood is sacred. Not at all.
Now this is the area we just went through. I'm just showing you can walk around and backstab this guy. You don't have to Kool-Aid man him. We've been here, but what we haven't done is gone down the center area. You may not have noticed. Down here, the Ashina Ashigaru are talking with one of the samurai from the antechamber and dojo. Now, I should mention, it seems like there's two kinds of Ashina samurai, because these guys actually fight different than the generals and samurai you'll see in other points. And they definitely fight different from the Ashigaru. These guys being Ashigaru, or a sort of mercenary foot soldier. Ashigaru became the main fighting force of the armies of Japan during the Sengoku era. I actually struggle a lot more with low, like, speed, delayed attacks than I do with fast attacks in Sekiro. Because if an enemy attacks fast, it's just however fast you can react is when you're going to deflect. When an enemy does a really slow attack, you have to just time it right, and you don't always remember, oh yeah, how many seconds exactly do I have to wait before I need to deflect this? This guy's also annoying because he keeps trying to do thrusts at 0 range, and that kind of makes Mikiri hard at times. The crest on the helmets is the Ashina crest. You see it on Ishin's helmet in the intro, and it's on Genichiro's helmet, which is also Ishin's helmet, but not the one from the intro. In this chest, we find Sabemaru. Sabemaru is a short poison blade. You can use it for fast combos and building up poison on enemies. The upgraded version of this is probably my favorite prosthetic. You can use it to poison some really powerful bosses, and it will just destroy their health. It's really ridiculous. It probably needs a nerf, but I think if you nerfed it, it wouldn't really be useful. I don't like this monk guy. I've mentioned before, I don't like this type of enemy. I find it really annoying. I find it so annoying when you accidentally run into their body when you're trying to Mikiri them. And you don't fight them too often, so it's hard to remember all of their exact animations to deflect everything. But in either case, he no longer has a spine or lungs. But somehow this guy did not get alerted. This is another path in Ashina Castle. It's a dead end. This is the old grave area. I don't know how this guy got aggro. I genuinely don't. He was over on a bridge on the other side of a wall. This is extremely weird. I have never seen him before this moment get aggroed like this. But this is an Ashina samurai. You'll also probably notice him. He looks exactly like the leader from the prologue. Not Genichiro, the guy literally called leader. And of course, over this way is going to lead us back to the front of Ashina Castle. This will lead us right behind the general. Normally, I fight enemies straight up, like mini-bosses. This time I just decided I wanted to get a stealth death blow, because I didn't feel like recording this fight multiple times to get both scenarios. And also, fighting him right there is annoying. Now, that completely caught me off guard when I was recording this, because this is, again, I've beaten Sekiro when I recorded this on New Game Plus 2 already. I had beaten the game multiple playthroughs. Even now still, I've done full-on like fight guides for these bosses and no hit, no damage runs for them. This is the only time, this footage right here, that I've ever seen this type of mini-boss do a grab attack. Since recording this, I still haven't seen it, even on this same guy. But now he's dead. You want to fight him away from the guns, of course. Now that he is dead, you may kill the guns. Once gun are dead, then you are good. Now we're back over here. We're going to go to the Serpent Shrine. I've showed off a few areas and where they lead. The purpose is to set up for after we beat the boss at the top of this castle. You can actually go to these areas before fighting that boss.
You're saying we don't have enough salt?
Yes, sir. We use it for cooking, of course, but we also use it on wounds and for purifying the dead.
So at the rate people are dying, we're out then?
Yes, sir. That's why many on the battlefield are falling ill.
I see. We'll need to find a way to get some salt then.
So that was an important eavesdrop. Anayama, to upgrade his shop, needs to know what the samurai of Ashina need. The answer is salt. They are in need of salt. Look, people are going to make a joke here. I kind of doubt a bunch of Japanese developers know what is predominantly an American term for making somebody angry or being angry. I mean, I guess they might because of Salt in the Sanctuary, and they might have heard of that, and then, I don't know. Seems like it'd be weird. Also, yeah, that's a monkey. I might post it in the thread. Someone made a really great image. It's based on a certain few panels from the Hellboy comics. And it is Sekiro going, "Is that a monkey? He's got a gun!" Because some of these monkeys have guns. I don't remember how to pronounce these monkeys. I feel very stupid for saying that. Because I believe this is the macaw. That is how I have heard it said, but it is pronounced like it is spelled macacaw or macacaw. I'm going to call it the macaw for now, though that might be a bird. I can't remember. I've studied so many animals. I'm blanking on it. Here is more of the Ashina tree. The carp arts for Ashina are incredibly important. You should get them. They make the game better. Kinda wish you didn't need to use skill points to make the game better. But now we have also the Ichimonji double. This is a very good skill. It gives you back posture while you hit things for lots of posture. But anyway, that's the episode. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.